was I was just going through videos to see what I was gonna to post on my video diary. I made an intro earlier today. I don't know if I'll use it now. God, I don't remember making this video. Um, August of last year, I tried to kill myself, and it was the most serious one. I wrote a note, everything, and you know, my buddy Chad. Fucking call me back, you piece of shit. Anyway, that's this whole other thing. God. Anyway, um, no, God, I don't remember this video. I mean, ultimately I do, but just watching it, fuck. I don't know, it's like 5 minutes, but it's intense. I talk about my oldest sister mainly, and just so you know, from after this video, me and my sister have talked a few times, but it's almost impossible for me to not bring up the past whenever I talk to any of my brothers and sisters. I don't talk to my father. Um, I don't talk to my oldest brother, Ed. God, he's a toilet. Fuck him. Flush him. I don't care. Um, but with the rest of them, and to a degree, I do love my family. But as you're going to learn from this video here, this is fucking intense shit. And I'll watch the other video I was going to use as an intro. Maybe I'll use that as the exit. But this video, I mean, really, if you have been beaten and abused and just had the outright shit kicked out of you by somebody close and somebody you thought that never would, fucking watch this. I've been through it too. I didn't want to show it when I first saw this, but it's, once it finished, it's like, God damn it. This is the reason I'm fucking doing this. I need to express this shit. As hard as it is, I'll show this video. I've just been thinking about that conversation with my sister yesterday. And, how I can't express myself, I can't remember details. And just how much I fucking hate my family. So, when the conversation starts out, it's like, how are you, blah, blah, blah. It's nice and sweet. Or so it seems on the surface. When I finally told her exactly why I was mad at her, that I reached out to her begging for help. She promised she would help. She doesn't call at all for over a week. A couple days later, I try to kill myself. I get out of the hospital a week later. Still nothing. Within 3 hours of getting home, my dad's already making demands. And it's just right back to where it was when I tried to kill myself. 3 hours, for God's sake. And then, another week goes by, and that's when I told my dad, fuck Jenny, fuck her, fuck that cunt. I don't want her in my life. She's just a piece of shit that when I begged for help, she wouldn't give any. And then, after a month goes by after the hospital, that's the whole get kicked out, blah, 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 leave a message. He calls back a day or so later, and it was just about, how's dad, are you okay? And so when I talked to her yesterday, and I told her that, she's like, well, let me tell you my perspective. And what it really came down to was she didn't help me because she didn't know that I was suicidal. She didn't help me because I didn't tell her I was suicidal. And so it's like, wait a minute. You're only gonna fucking help me if I'm gonna goddamn kill myself, you fucking whore? Fuck you. Fuck you. And, another thing she said was, she's like, well, another thing is every time I talk to you, you're just really hateful, and all you do is complain and complain and bitch about dad and just say the most horrible things. And, I just have too much going on in my life, and I really just can't handle that. And then, it's like, well, why the fuck did you say you would help? Why don't you fucking tell me to my face rather than treat me like a little kid who can't handle fucking life, so you still gotta keep shit from me? I'm 38 years old, my family still keeps shit from me. Like I'm fucking unable to handle life, and then no wonder I get fucking suicidal last night. I can't deal with life with my fucking friends because my family interjects itself and they just fucking go and go and go and treat me like shit. Fuck those people. I am so fucking mad right now. How dare that cunt tell me that the only reason she didn't help me is because I was too emotional and I didn't tell her that I was gonna fucking kill myself? Really? Is that fucking what goes on? Is that how you would treat a loved one or family member? I mean, fucking seriously. If this ever makes it out and you meet a member of my family, fucking kick him for me. Because I sure as hell can't be around him long enough to do it. I'm not serious about that, but fucking Christ. How can anybody treat anybody else this way? I can understand having a moment where you're a shithead. I know I have moments where I'm a shithead, but I hope to God there is nobody in my life I consistently do shit like this to. And my family has consistently done this my whole life. It's like any abusive relationship. Just like that conversation. It starts out a little nice. It gets deep. It's my fault. All my fault. And then it gets nice again. Hang on. That's just like the abusive husband to his wife. Beats the shit out of her. I'm sorry, never happen again. Everything's nice. Only to have it happen again and again and again and again and again. I promise I'll change. I promise I'll change. Fuck you. If you're gonna change, fine. I'm done. I'm fucking done with those people. I keep saying that. I keep saying that. I keep saying that. Maybe one day I'll fucking do it.
Well, yesterday evening, I went to the grocery store in my town. Just give you a little bit of extra. I don't really do much in my town anymore. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not getting into the story. That's not the point. But I go to the store and I'm just buying a few things. Nothing really important. And I'm going around the store and two stock boys, one pointing out to the other, and you can imagine, da 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 da. Well, when I turned down the aisle and saw these two kids, I knew it was coming. One of them before nearly ran me over with the broom because he couldn't pay attention to what he was doing. So that first time I let it go, and then so this time at the store, that irritated me, the laughing and whatever. And I've done those jobs, especially at that age, and the job of management is to really make sure these kids don't ruin everything. And so I go about with just browsing and, down another aisle, and, laughing a little bit. And then I'm moving across the store to another aisle and I see, a friend stops me I hadn't seen for a while, and we get to talking, and it's like, oh, by the way, might want to tell those two stock boys over in the freezer area, and said this or that, and my friend went on his break, and I went about shopping, and well, these kids show up a couple more times. You know, the interactions aren't really long. They won't look me in the eye, but, you know, they're obviously not aware about how loud they're being. So, God. So the last time they walked down the aisle and they head down, and I have my little pocketbook in my hand, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, I'm not gonna put up with this anymore. And so the two kids walk up to the front, and they walk past one of the it looks like the one of the floor managers, whatever you want to call her. And she basically splits up the two, and they go off different directions. And so I basically went up to her and I complained, and I wasn't all screaming upset about it, but I got my opinion across. And one of the things I said is, this is a tourist town, and these little boys need to know that this behavior isn't right. Not only that, but I applied to work here not long ago, so I was almost an employee with these two people, and especially being transgender, they need to know that that is not okay in any way, and there are repercussions for that. And that's something that all trans people and anybody that has sympathy for the trans community should express when they hear it. It's like, if you feel that way, fine. Don't go out in the streets screaming your ignorance. Saying some things to some people's just not fucking okay. So anyway, I went and tried to look at a few more things. It's like, fuck this. I just want to go home now. And so on my way out, I'm checking out, and there's a few customers behind me, and the lady comes up and says, I just want you to know that the person in charge here is being aware those boys are being found right now, and they're going to be talked to. Not only that, but tomorrow when the store manager comes in, they're going to both be talked to how serious this is. And I was so grateful. It's hard to express how much something like that truly means. And it doesn't matter if it comes a lot or comes a little. It fucking means a lot. I can't imagine how such a thing wouldn't mean a lot to anybody else. For me, the important things in life are the little shit. Life is just one never ending moment. And getting past that moment in your head of what you're, the separation between what you're thinking about and the way you're interacting with your world, that is when who you are really comes out. That's when you really come out. And just what you do in that moment isn't who you always are. We're ever changing. We all are. But what is that moment for you? That's what I keep thinking about. What is that for me? Can I look past whatever's going on inside and recognize that that person needs something, and they need something maybe more than I need to be introspective, but then I need to recognize to when somebody needs to help me with my moment. And I was always willing to give, but I couldn't accept. And when you can't accept, what you do isn't giving. It's a desperate plea to be recognized as a person. That's what it is with me. I really haven't looked at any videos today. I don't even really know what I want to show. We'll see. Just like life, we'll just see what happens. So I'll cut to something if I don't put in a video from the past or one of my video diaries, I'll just come back and close with something up later. Oh, don't you love the way language comes together when you're not thinking about it? Whee!